You see, the funny thing about being a human being is that we almost never notice the most obvious fact in the whole room, which is that we are. Look at the situation. Here you sit, a warm primate vibrating in space and time, absolutely soaked in awareness. And this is not a poetic flourish. It is the single realest thing about you, the bedrock fact of the cosmos as it shows up through a human nervous system. Awareness is the ground you have been standing on your entire life, and you have somehow managed to stand on it without ever once looking down. And yet we look everywhere except at the thing that is doing the looking. We chase awareness through jobs, through symbols, through the eyes of other people, through anything at all except itself. But the moment you turn and actually notice it, you find it is not some still, quiet screen behind your eyes. It is alive, it is kinetic. Consciousness is a process, an oscillating field of relationship that keeps reinventing itself through connection and contrast. You are not a noun, you are a verb wearing shoes. Because reality, once you finally get under its skin, turns out to be relationship. One endless interlocking dance of opposites. Light leaning into dark motion, defining itself against stillness, being forever announcing itself against the great unbeing it is not. And here's the joke, the psychedelic punchline. The tension you spend your whole life trying to escape is the living pulse itself. It is the Tao breathing in and out through your own lungs. Kill the tension and you do not get peace. You get a corpse. Now consciousness, mischievous as it is, expresses itself in what look like four directions. Call them doors. Call them levels. Call them rooms. The mind, the heart, the body, the spirit. Four translations of the same infinite mystery, each one rendering the universe into a different language. Thought hands you separation and story. The heart hands you belonging. The body hands you the electric immediacy of right now. And spirit, poor misunderstood spirit, hands you the vertigo of the infinite. All four are spinning in you at this very second, whether you have noticed or not. But the trickster hides its medicine inside its trap. Cling too hard to any one of these doors and it slams shut behind you. That is the whole of what an addiction is. You grab one of the four, you freeze, and you mistake the mask for the face. Four directions, four ways to get stuck, and the cure for each one is almost always the very thing you have been running from. The oldest awakened traditions on Earth mapped these same four dead ends long before you ever got here, and they agreed on almost nothing else. Start with the mind, civilization's favorite drug. We are hooked on narrative. We tell ourselves stories so compulsively that we mistake the storyteller for the self. The Taoists watched this disaster coming 25 centuries ago and said it in a single line. The Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao. Translation, the instant you name it, you have lost it. Beware your own explanations. The Zen masters went straight for the throat and asked, what was your original face before your parents were born? Which is a very elegant way of saying, hush and look. You cannot think your way out of thinking. The only door out is the silence underneath it, and that silence is the heart. Then there is the heart, that vast trembling organ of mammalian longing. Love me, approve of me, reflect me back so I can be sure I exist. It feels noble, it dresses itself up as devotion, but most of the time it is simply outsourcing your worth, handing your value to other people and waiting, with interest, for them to give it back. It is the oldest form of economic dependency there is. Lao Tzu put it cleanly. He who knows others is wise. He who knows himself is enlightened. The cure is identity, the slow rediscovery that you were already here, complete before a single soul ever loved you. And then the body, the oldest temple you will ever live in. Modern culture has remodeled it into a showroom for insecurity, a projection screen for every forbidden hunger. We binge and we starve, we reach for substances, we go to war with our own reflection. It is all one move, the surrender of your inner power to outer form. But the Hermeticists whispered a different gospel. As above, so below. Your flesh is not the cheap thing standing between you and the divine. It is the divine condensed down into a molecule thick enough to kiss. The cure is spirit, the memory of the immensity that no mirror and no substance can ever touch. And then, saving the worst for last, the most seductive addiction of them all, the addiction to spirit, the holy high. Western seekers fall into this one by the millions. You catch a flicker of transcendence, a single hit of cosmic unity, and immediately start pouring the foundations for a cathedral. This is it. This is God. This is enlightenment. And in that exact instant, you lose it because you have just shoved the sacred outside of yourself into a metaphor, a guru, a heaven, an icon. You kneel down before it and quietly hand away the divinity that was yours from the beginning. This is the addiction wearing a halo, and it is the hardest of all to catch precisely because it feels so holy. Zen lunatic Linji saw it coming and said the most violent thing he could think of. If you meet the Buddha on the road, kill him, meaning any god you can bump into as an object. Out there, separate from you, is a tourist attraction and nothing more. The real mystery is happening inside your own eye, right now as you read this. Zhuangzi pointed even lower. Asked where the Tao lived, he said everywhere, and then kept going down, to the insects, to the weeds, to the broken tiles, to the dung and the filth. If it is not in the muck, it is not real. And the Upanishads close the case with three of the most dangerous words ever spoken. Tat Vam Asi, you are that. The divinity you are aching to merge with is the one doing the aching. So come down. Come back into the flesh, the breath, the ground beneath your feet, the blazing ordinary fact of being here. Which brings us home to the center. The fifth direction, the one that does not move because everything else is moving inside it. The mind, the heart, the body, the spirit are four quadrants of a mandala turning inside consciousness. And consciousness itself is the still eye of the cyclone. It has no story, it has no edge, it has no opposite. It is simply the awareness watching all the opposites dance, and it is what you have been this entire time. Every teacher worth the name, in every age and every tongue, was pointing at exactly this and nothing else. So say it and mean it. I am the center. I am awareness. I am the universe having a relationship with itself through these two eyes. The instant you really feel that, the grip lets go on its own, because you finally see that you were never one of the four. You were the one watching them turn. So the great work, the ancient alchemy, is not to fix yourself. There is nothing to fix. The work is to restore the dance, to let the opposites breathe again. Lost in thinking? Fall into feeling. Drowning in longing? Come back to the one who longs. Stuck on the surface? Open to the infinite behind it. Floating off in the infinite? Plant your bare feet in the mud. You are not trying to destroy the door you are caught in. You are setting the whole mandala spinning again. Wholeness comes back through play, never through perfection, and simply noticing that you are stuck is already the first turn of the wheel. And yes, sometimes the psychedelics come marching in like cosmic symphonists, tearing down the partitions, showing you all four rooms at once, and then flinging you straight into the fifth. They are tools, not toys. They show you how consciousness actually moves when culture is not throttling it. But here's exactly where people fool themselves in both directions. You do not strictly need them. The same movement is available to you stone sober, any moment you're willing to feel where you are clenching and lean the other way. The catch is that the sober road asks for everything. Done without the medicine, this work demands an enormous commitment and a real detachment from the modern world, long stretches of silence and solitude that most people simply cannot afford. If you carry a job, a family, a place in the machinery of this society, you usually cannot vanish into the mountains for years on end. And that is precisely why the psychedelics matter. They are not an escape from the work. They are a way of doing the work without abandoning the life you already have, compressing what would otherwise take long seasons of withdrawal into something an ordinary, responsible existence can actually hold. They are the emergency exits of the modern imagination, reminders of the thing, not replacements for it. Because in the end, there is nowhere to go. You cannot reach the center, because you never once left it. The whole evolutionary carnival, the stars igniting, the apes raving, language erupting out of a throat full of grunts, all of it was consciousness pretending not to be itself for the sheer delight of remembering. And when you finally catch on, really catch on, the whole thing turns out to be hilarious. Because the thing you have spent your entire life searching for has been looking out through your eyes the whole time, chuckling quietly, waiting for you to notice. The universe is a kind of self-referential dream, meaning folded inside meaning, consciousness dreaming itself awake through you. And the invitation, whispered through every mantra and every mushroom and every heartbreak, never once changes. Come back to the center, you never actually left.